Yes, I think we discussed till this point rotational and irrotational. Okay. So first example is irrotational case. Second example is rotational case. And this is the mistake. Okay. This has to be like irrotational. This has to be irrotational. Okay. Please remember this. So next we have critical, subcritical and supercritical flows. Okay, and again this is defined based on a non-dimensional number, okay. So Froday's number, so it is the ratio of inertia forces to gravity forces. Froday's number is defined as ratio of inertia forces to gravity forces. So here it is the taken of forces, ratio of two forces. So the unit will get cancelled and whatever parameter we get, that will be non-dimensional. So that is known as Froday's number. So here two ratios are compared, that is inertia and gravity forces. So mathematically it is written like this: Fe is equal to V by GV. Fe is equal to V by GD. So here the common terms will be cancelled out. So after that, here V and square root of GD is there. So Fe is Froday's number, where V is velocity of flow and D is the hydraulic mean depth. Okay, and it is given by A by T. So where A is the cross sectional area and T is the top width. So it is one of the dimension. Okay, yes. So now the values, based on the values we define it: critical, subcritical and supercritical. Okay, if the Froday's number is 1, if the value comes out to be 1 for a considered flow, then the flow is critical. Okay, less than 1, if the value comes out to be less than 1, then that is subcritical. If the value is greater than 1, then we call it as supercritical. Okay, so I think you have studied about subsonic, sonic, supersonic. Okay, so same way this is also like subcritical, supercritical and critical. Okay, so just as we have studied like subsonic, sonic, supersonic, it is the same way. But here we have to first define this Froday's number. Okay, then define each of the term in the equation. Then if it is equals to 1, critical; less than 1, subcritical; greater than 1, it is supercritical. Okay, based on Fe value we are comparing this. Okay, next we have, this is very important, rate of flow or discharge. Now this I think you have already studied this. Rate of flow is Q, okay, or it is also known as discharge. What is the unit of this? Unit of this is meter cube per second. The unit is meter cube per second. Okay. So what we are doing here is we are considering water is flowing or liquid is flowing in particular pipe. Okay. Or like consider water flowing in the river. Okay, so we want to find out the discharge. Or flow rate. Okay, for example, practically, let's say you are in your home, you are pumping the water from ground level to the overhead tank. Usually it happens on daily basis or twice in a day, thrice in a day, it happens. So what you will do? Yes. So can anybody tell me what we do exactly? Like if I want to fill the water from ground level to overhead tank, I'll switch on the button. Okay. So the motor starts rotating and the pump starts running. Motor will drive the pump. What the pump will do? Pump will pump the water from ground tank to the overhead tank. Okay. Now, what is this discharge? How it is helpful? Let's say the tank is filled in say 10 minutes. Tank is getting filled in 10 minutes. tank is getting filled in 10 minutes. Okay, what is the volume of the tank? We know, we say no, that is how many liters usually a tank, overhead tank? Can anybody just tell me a number? At your home, how many liters tank is there?
1000.
1000 liters. So it can be 2000 liters based on the capacity of the tank. 500 also sometimes. So if I write 1000 liters, 1000 liters. How much time it has taken? It has taken 10 minutes. Just we said 10 minutes. So 10 minutes. Okay. So this is actually the discharge. This is actually the discharge. To fill a tank of 1000 liter, okay, we are taking 10 minutes. That the process is taking 10 minutes. So this will give you discharge. This will give you discharge. Okay. So if you convert this liters in SI unit, minutes in SI unit, what will be the unit what we get? We'll get again meter cube per second. We'll get meter cube per second. So can anybody tell me conversion from liters to meter cube?
10 raised to minus 3.
10 raised to minus 3. Everybody agrees? So it is 10 raised to minus 3. So if I write, let's say it is 1 meter cube. We'll get 1 meter cube, no? Then if you convert this 10 minutes to seconds, it will be 10 into 60. It will be 10 into 60. That will be 600 seconds. Okay. So now you want in 1 second how much water is, how much is the discharge, because it is per second. No, it is not 600 seconds. So if you just divide 1 by 600, how much you will get? How much you will get 1 by 600? Point 00167. Okay, that is meter cube per second. This is the discharge. When you switch on the electric supply, the motor will start running, which will drive the pump. Then pump starts pumping the water. So if it takes 10 minutes, this is the discharge. This is the discharge. What if it takes 20 minutes? Discharge will be lesser in number. So meaning is, if the meaning is what? Discharge, if the discharge is like a small number, the tank is getting filled faster. The tank is getting filled faster. Sorry, if the discharge is higher number, if the discharge is high, okay, tank will get filled faster. If it takes 20 minutes, how much value will get instead of 10? If the tank takes 20 minutes, what will get? Here it will be 1200 seconds. Here it will be 1200 seconds. So 1 by 1200. 1 by 1200. How much it will be? Please wait. Yes, 1 by 1200. That is like 8.33 10 power minus 4. Okay. So if it is 20 minutes, if it is 20 minutes, then we have to divide it. 1 divided by 1200 seconds. So in 1 second, how much is the discharge? That is, we obtained a value of 8.33. 8.33 into 10 power minus 4. So this is the discharge. So this number is smaller compared to this number. So Q value, if the Q value is higher, then the tank will be filled faster. If Q value is lower, if discharge is smaller value, then it takes more time. It takes more time. Okay, so this is the logic behind that discharge. I hope you got it. If say even in case of dam and all, they will mention like discharge only, but the units will be different. Cusecs, they say cusecs. Cusecs of water is coming in, cusecs of water is left from the gate. This is the meaning, cusecs. Okay, cusecs, it has to be converted in meter cube per second. It has to be converted in meter cube per second. That is another system of unit. Okay, but cusecs is also nothing but discharge. Let's say in a dam, water is coming in. In a dam, water is coming in. Means what? Water is coming in means while it is entering the dam, it is taking some time, no? So that time and the volume of water which is entering the dam, that will be calculated. So volume of water means what? They will be knowing the height. Okay, initial height of the water in the dam. After some time, when the water is coming in, what is the increase in the height? So based on that, they will calculate the volume, because they will be knowing the surface area of the water and that height which is increased. Then we will get the volume. Then what is the time taken to fill that height? So based on that, they will get cusecs. Okay, I think you have heard about it many times. No, cusecs of water is coming in, cusecs of water is going out. Yes, that is nothing but discharge only. Okay, next. So if I define it, rate of flow or discharge is said to be the quantity of fluid flowing per second across a section of flow. Okay, so it is nothing but quantity of fluid flowing per second. If you consider a section or anything, so that is across a section. Next, rate of flow can be expressed as mass rate of flow or volume rate of flow. So here it is defined in two ways: mass rate of flow and volume rate of flow. I have told you about volume rate of flow. I did not tell you about mass rate of flow. So what is mass rate of flow? There, instead of measuring volume, we will measure mass. Instead of measuring volume, we will measure mass. But again, it will be measured per second or per time. So what is mass rate of flow? Mass of fluid flowing across a section per time. Mass of fluid flowing across a section per time. Okay, so this is mass rate of flow. What is rate of flow? Rate of flow means we are considering volume. Volume of fluid flowing across a section per time. So here, mass rate of flow will have the units of kg per second. This is mass rate of flow. And how it is, what is the symbol used? Usually m dot is used. M dot. Mass rate of flow, we use m dot. And the unit is kg per second. Because we are measuring how much kg of water is flowing or how much kg of fluid is flowing per second. That is mass rate of flow. But what is discharge? Discharge is how much volume of water is flowing per second. How much discharge or how much volume of water is flowing per second. What is the relation between the two? So that is very important. Relation is, if I write m dot, m dot is equals to, it is density into area into velocity. This is the relation. Between this mass flow rate and discharge. So I can write discharge. That is Q is equals to area into velocity. Unit is, we already know this, meter cube per second. So this is discharge. Okay, discharge across some cross sectional area when the water is flowing with some velocity v. And the water is flowing with some velocity v. Okay. So now I can write here in this equation, in the above equation, m dot is equals to density. I'll write density only because here I cannot write the symbol. Density into q. Density into q. So here it has to be m dot. It has to be m dot. So m dot is equal to rho into q. M dot is equals to rho into q. What is m dot here? M dot is kg per second. M dot is kg per second. Okay, this is the relation between mass flow rate and discharge. Mass flow rate and discharge. This is how they are connected. Mass flow rate is equals to density into discharge, or rate of flow, Okay. So we use this mass rate of flow for gases. We use this mass rate of flow for gases. Why we use it for gases? Because in case of gases, density keeps on changing. For gases, density keeps on changing. But what if it is water? For water, we cannot use mass rate of flow. We cannot use mass rate of flow. Instead, we will use discharge or flow rate for liquid, especially like water. For water, we will use the word discharge or rate of flow. But for gases like air, we cannot use the same thing. We have to use this mass rate of flow. Mass rate of flow. Okay. Yes. So here you can see mass rate of flow is equal to mass of fluid flowing across a section per time. Okay. And rate of flow is equal to volume of fluid flowing across a section per time. Okay. It is very important. The equations are not given here, but that is why I have written the equations. So m dot is equals to rho into q, or m dot is equals to rho av, or m dot is equals to, like if I write m dot is equals to rho density. Okay, rho is density, a is area, v is velocity. Okay, density indicates the liquid density which is flowing. A indicates area of the cross-section or area of the pipe. V indicates velocity of the fluid. This is applicable. This equation is applicable to gases. So if you want to use the same equation to like water, then what happens? This density term for water, it is same. For water, it remains same. So then what happens? For m dot, if I just replace it m dot by rho into q will be equals to rho a v. Then rho and rho.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can we join the another class?
It is 1:30. Yes, it is finished. Just 1 minute. Okay. So we get q is equals to a into v. Q is equals to a into v. Okay. So this equation is used for liquids. This equation is used for gases. Both are known as continuity equations. Okay. So for your IA, portion will be till this discharge or rate of flow or this continuity equation for your IS labs. Okay. Yes. I think now you can leave.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir.